Mise en place has been used by culinary professionals since the mid-19th century. Today, I'm going to share why I use this process to set up my art space and how it keeps me more organized and focused. Stick around to the end for details about future organization videos I have planned for you based on your feedback. Mise en place is French for putting things in place. It was developed by a former military guy turned chef and became a standard in the culinary world because it is so effective. A chef starts by studying the recipe and gathering ingredients. If a chef begins a recipe before reading it all the way through, it increases the margin for error and could end up wasting valuable ingredients and costing precious time. I have had to abandon projects in both my kitchen and my art space in the past due to failure to prepare. When things don't go as you expect, do you likely find yourself avoiding the experience in the future? Things taking longer than they should due to my wide learning curve forced me to find a better system. As we've talked about before, the key to productivity is to keep starting, and I needed help getting over this hurdle. Once I get started, I can't stop. How about you? Making mise en place a regular practice helped me forget all of the frustrating experiences and wasted time that made me put off starting again, like having to stop mid-project to go hunt for something I need, or worse, finding out I didn't even have everything I needed to begin with. When time is tight, knowing you have everything you need can give you the confidence you need to jump in and start. For the mixed media artist, step 1 can involve studying a new process we wish to try and gathering the supplies we'll need to complete one or more of the steps. Whenever I'm trying something new, I've learned that watching a few demo videos ahead of starting to get an idea of what I'm getting myself into is always a good idea. Next, the chef takes the time to measure out ingredients to be sure there's enough to complete the recipe. The chef also preps as many of the ingredients as possible to be sure the process goes smoothly once the cooking begins. In mixed media, our step 2 may involve cutting or tracing templates ahead of time, refilling your spray bottle, or removing that annoying safety seal on a new 2-ounce paint. I learned that the more I prepped, the more efficient my work time became. Do you prep your workspace before starting a project? Let me know in the comments what works for you. Step 3 is ensuring a clean workspace and checking that tools are in good working order to make the process more seamless and ultimately more enjoyable. The chef performs step 3 by sharpening knives and making sure the right size pans are clean and ready to use. For art processes, adding clean water to your rinse cup, sharpening pencils, and making sure your favorite brushes are in reach come to mind. I found that keeping my workspace tidy with everything I need at my fingertips and in working order makes my experience so much more pleasurable and relaxing, which is the point, right? I realized this is what I always did for my students when I taught classes in my retail studio. I was committed to learning about traffic flow and continually working to improve the ease of use for class participants. My goal was to set them up for a win each class. So it finally dawned on me, I could do this for myself. The 4th step in the mise en place process is to arrange your work area for efficiency. Are you left-handed or right-handed? Do you have room to pivot your canvas so you can easily work on it? How's the lighting? When I started filming my process to create courses, I learned that arranging my supplies according to the stages of the process allow me to focus more on the process itself once I started filming. Now, this step is perfected by doing. Each time I complete a process, I learn something new and find new ways to make things easier in the future. So go easy on yourself while figuring this step out and trust that it will become more and more automatic. The 5th step may be the most important step, as it is the one that makes it easier to start again the next time. I call this the reset. In a well-run kitchen, the crew works together to clean as they go, and no one leaves until the kitchen is completely clean from ceiling to floor and everything is put away before turning the lights out and closing the door. I don't know many people who wouldn't avoid any activity where they had to clean before they could start having fun. Resetting my studio space doesn't happen every single time I take a break, but I make sure it happens between projects at a minimum. Now, I would be lying if I said my studio never gets overrun during busy production times, much like a busy night at a restaurant. The restaurant has a system for putting everything back to right again so they can open for service the next day. I love the results from doing this in my art space. I no longer put off that project I've been wanting to do because it feels like a chore to get started. Including mise en place steps in my process keeps my studio up and running. I believe this system can make whatever space we can carve out of our home along with our precious time function well. removing the stress of setup and cleanup that surround our creative time so we can enjoy it more. To recap, using the mise en place method helps me keep my space tidy and set myself up for success in manageable chunks of time during my creative process so it doesn't feel like extra work. It is a proven system that has saved me time and energy to create more. I use this process throughout my studio, but it shines most in Zone 1, which has been featured in this video. In the upcoming videos where we'll take a closer look at Zones 2 through 4, I've included that studio tour y'all have been asking for. I create a playlist for you that has all of my organization tip videos, including my zone organization system, in one easy place to find. And I've linked that below. Helping others take back their creative time is what gets me up in the morning. So please share this video if you found it helpful. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy making.
Stick around till the end. Stick around till the end. Stick around to the end for details about future organization. Stick around to the end for future. Stick around. Please scroll up. When things don't go, and I needed help. And I needed help getting over this hurdle.
Go ahead and drop any new thing that you've learned from this video in the comments and let me know what helped. And I hope you'll share your best practices with the community in the comments as well.